Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, April 22nd, and it's time for another quick update. This week on Quick Updates, you can still catch Monday's discussion on corporate worship and essential services, the webinar lineup for the next couple of days, New Brunswick and Clinic 554, and finally, protecting survivors of human trafficking. So let's get right into it today. This past Monday, Director of Law and Public Policy Andre Schouten had an extended discussion with Pastor Ken Wieske on the question of is corporate worship an essential service. Now, you can still watch the entire discussion at facebook.com/ARPA Canada, and you can access that even if you don't have a Facebook account. Now today, that is Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, Censoring Mom and Dad, a discussion on parental authority and the law with Executive Director Mark Penninga and Legal Counsel John Sikkema. And they will hold a second discussion at 1 p.m. Eastern this Friday as well. Now tomorrow, that is Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, Ed continues his sessions for grades 6 and 7, talking about dinosaurs, swords, law and order on the topic of God and government. Ed will continue his grade 6 and 7 webinars on Tuesdays and Thursday. I hosted the Care Not Kill webinar about 3 weeks ago, and next week we'll be doing it again. Now, this is to address the current issue of euthanasia, and more specifically the question, should we assist or prevent suicide in Canada? That will be on Wednesday. Next up, here's Tabitha on the situation with the Clinic 554 in New Brunswick.
Thanks, Colin. In a time when we're facing a health emergency across this country, there's one abortion clinic in New Brunswick that is trying to bring the focus back to abortion and away from COVID. You see, there's Clinic 554. It's a private abortion clinic. They charge about $850 per abortion, but they've been part of a long-standing campaign to pressure the New Brunswick government into funding those abortions. And even in the midst of this time, they have listed their clinic for sale as a means of pressuring the government to try and change this decision, even while the New Brunswick government is facing other very critical decisions right now. The reality is the New Brunswick government is completely within their right to not fund this clinic. You can read more about that at We Need a Law's position paper on the topic. And the reality is abortion is definitely not an essential service. The only argument that it is an essential service is that it's time sensitive. And that's because if you wait too long, there's a healthy baby born at the end of pregnancy. So I just ask that you pray that in this time our nation's eyes would be open to the horrificness that is abortion, and that the New Brunswick government would stay strong in not funding Clinic 554. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Tabitha. Encouraging to see resolve on the part of the government on this file. Now, Ed joins us to talk about an encouraging development in regards to human trafficking in Alberta.
Hey, thanks, Colin. Well, a good news story here in Alberta. Bill 8 is being tabled, Protecting Survivors from Human Trafficking. Basically a bill that supports survivors of sexual exploitation and human trafficking and cracks down on human traffickers. A couple of highlights. First thing, a judge has the ability to grant a protection order to the victim, which means the trafficker cannot get close to, cannot speak to, cannot engage with the victim. Good one. Secondly, the bill adds what's called a tort. A tort sounds like something you read in a Dr. Seuss book. A tort is a tort no matter how small. Horton hears a tort. Well, in this case, a tort refers to civil cause, which means the victim can sue the trafficker, which lowers the burden of proof. You now have to prove that harm was more likely to be done than not, and the victim can be compensated because of this suing of the trafficker. So in short, a bill of this sort we can support because there's a tort in the court. In all seriousness, though, Dr. Seuss also said this: unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, it's not going to get better. It's not. We need to support bills like this. Praise God for bills like this. If you want to read more about prostitution and human trafficking, click on this link here and you can read our respectfully submitted policy report. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Ed. Now, Levi joins us for a brief announcement.
Hey everyone, are you part of a Bible study, a school class, a catechism class that is looking for a speaker? If you are, then ARPA staff are at your service. Email info@ARPA Canada if you want to arrange for myself or Ed or Colin, Mike, Andre. I think I covered everyone. If you want one of us to come lead a discussion or lead a conversation and lead a presentation on a particular topic, let us know. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Levi. That's all for this week. Thanks to you for watching Quick Updates. Please do like, share, and subscribe. and we'll see you next time.